Hi there, today we're at Heathrow Terminal 5 and we're going to go to Rio, and we're spending 12 hours, British Airways, Business Class, Club Suite no less. Do you want to see what it's like? Right then, apparently there is literally no one in the club lounge at the B gates. That sounds like a good idea. Let's go there, shall we? Okay then, a bit about today's flight from London Heathrow Terminal 5 to Rio. We are going on a 777-200. It's 23 and a half years old. It was done out in Club Suite in March of 2023, so it's getting on for a couple of years old, so we'll see how it's shaping up, because it's been in service, this particular plane, for quite a while. And it does a lot of the, sort of fill-in slots. So it's been to Heathrow recently. No, it's not. It's been to Hong Kong recently. It did Nashville, I think. It did San Diego. And today it's taken us to Rio. And then it's going on to Buenos Aires. But unfortunately, we're not doing that. Okay, so today's flight, we are in seats 1A and 2A. And for something a little bit different, we also have our daughter travelling in the back of the plane in economy. Now, don't get me started on people who leave children in economy while they travel in business. She's nearly 18. We gave her the choice. She could either come on the trip or not come on the trip. But if she comes on the trip, she's going in economy. I'm not interested in people who say, oh, she should travel in the same class as you. When she's paying for it, she can decide what class she travels in. So, yes, me, Mrs. up front, youngster, 18, in the back. So what we might do is get her to do a bit of a compare and contrast, because she is pretty well used to travelling business. She's not thrilled at the idea of travelling economy, so maybe we'll get her to do a bit of commentary on what it's like at the back of the plane, and then we can compare it to what it's like in Club Suite. And like I say, it was a choice. She could have stayed at home. She chose not to. Those are the breaks, folks. So here we are in the lounge at Heathrow Terminal 5 B gates. It is quieter here than it is in the other lounges, so it's definitely worth coming here if you can. It's still pretty big. I think we sort of arrived at a pretty busy time actually, so there's not actually zillions and zillions of seats as the board indicated, but there's plenty. We're here, we're pretty comfortable. We've got the usual British Airways food to enjoy, and obviously lots of drinks. A couple of champagnes on the go, which again you're allowed to order from the waiting staff. And actually, the guys here have been really proactive. I asked one of the kitchen guys for a glass of champagne, which duly arrived a couple of minutes later. And then he spotted me about 20 minutes later. Said, "Oh, did you get your champagne?" I said, "Yes, I did. Would you like another one?" "Well, go on then." So yeah, full marks for the staff here at Terminal 5 B gate. So then, time for a little seat tour, I think. What have we got to see on this British Airways Club Suite? Well, where to start? Let's start here. So this was open when you arrive, and you've got the amenity kit, bottle of water, and a mirror. Very nice too. We've got the noise cancelling headphones. We'll take a look at those in a little bit more detail shortly. We'll open this flap here. We've got a bit of storage here. It's quite flat, so it's good for sort of phones or maybe glasses, that sort of thing. Slam it shut. Moving along to this way, we've got the main storage in this particular unit. So we've got the remote control for the TV there, which comes out, an extendable thing, so you can control it as you wish. What else have we got? We've got the headphone jack socket there, and we've got USB-A over there. On the other side, we've got AC power and another USB-A. Got a little cheeky glass of champagne as the welcome drink. Moving around, we've got the TV. It looks like a pretty high def version. It doesn't move, but that said, it is pretty good size, it must be said. Underneath it, we've got the menu, which has just been handed out, and we'll take a look at that again later. We've got the table. Nice bit of design, this. I like this. So it comes down halfway, or it can come down all the way, and then it folds over like that, providing a pretty big surface. Let's close that and we'll return it to its position. Underneath you've got can't really see that because it's quite dark, but you've got the foot coffin for resting your feet on a bit later on. And down there, again, difficult to see because it's quite dark, you've got a bit of literature and a sort of a bin storage type thing. Coming back over here, we've got yet another screen to look at, and this controls the seat. So, we'll take a look at sort of bed mode and things like that later. But there's also a little light, which we didn't look at before, but that's over here. And you can control the brightness of that light by that switch there. Okay, so moving around, what have we got? Got the armrest, got the seat itself with the 3-point safety belt. Pretty comfortable, moving all the way around. So there's the seat belt. And of course you've got the famous door. So again, it's in a locked position at the moment because it's got to be open for takeoff and landing. So we will take a look at that when we look at bed mode a bit later on. But yeah, it's very comfortable, and it actually seems to be in pretty good condition. Then again, it's only been in situ for less than a couple of years, I think, so you'd expect it to be in pretty good nick. The last time I was on Club Suite, that flap there was completely missing. It was completely ripped off. So at least I've got all my functioning parts. So that's a good start, isn't it? More later. Bye. Okay, so every single time I forget. And you don't remind me, do you? You don't remind me. What did I forget? My favourite thing. Looking upwards. I'll tell you why I forgot though. No nozzles. Just a light. And it's baking on here. Absolutely baking. Put the air conditioning on. Or, would you believe it, have some air nozzles. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Okay then, I think it's time we had a look at this Amenity kit. So this time we have a white bag from the white company. So let's have a little look, shall we? See what it is. As usual, it's a little leatherette case. So we shall open it up and see what we can find. Okay, first off, 2 soft things. We've got some socks, which actually I might use. Thank you. Hot towel, very useful. So we do that. And the eye mask. British Airways eye masks, I always say this. Really nice, really soft, dark, useful, definitely being used on tonight's flight. What else have we got? We've got earplugs. They're like, they're grey, they go in your ears, they're soft, they're comfy. Definitely be using those. Toothbrush, toothpaste. They look a bit more eco-friendly than the old version. Again, definitely be getting some use out of those. The white company information. And here we have the moisturiser. Used in the morning, I reckon. Not part of my evening routine, I don't think. And we've got the luxury lip balm. And we've got the pulse point. I love this thing, don't know why. That's it. Now, what's the problem with this? You know what the problem is if you've seen these videos before. Where has the pen gone? Come on. The pen was a really useful thing. It's left the Amenity kit, and now the Amenity kit is not as good, frankly. It's probably better for the environment, I get that, but the pen was really useful. It's missing. But there we go. That's the Amenity kit. More later. Bye. Entertainment time. Let's see what we can find, shall we? I did try to use the little remote control handset in there, and it was useless. Didn't respond at all. Not good. Not sure if that's me or whether that's just a poor response, but anyway, there we go. Okay, so these are the latest movies we've got. Yeah, some interesting new stuff here, as you would expect. And as ever, I tend to get this wrong because there's actually loads and loads of movies on here, and I always just focus on the new arrivals. But actually, there are loads and loads and loads of some really classic ones as well. Quiet Place. All those, quite enjoyed that. I might watch the new one of that actually in a minute. So you can see, we just keep scrolling and scrolling. They're in alphabetical order, and we're still on we've only just got to the B's. So yeah, there's loads to pick from there. So that's good. We've then got the TV. Now this is a tie-up with Paramount Plus, so there's loads of stuff in here. But I must admit, I'm getting a little bit fed up with this. It tends to be the same stuff on every flight. So it would be nice for me to have a bit of a mix-up in terms of whatever is available on here. But there we go. Let's have a look at the audio. There's some usually some interesting podcasts on here. Let's have a look. But look at how good the screen is and how quickly it is moving in terms of its responsiveness to the touch. I think that's pretty impressive, actually. Some games. So I might give daughter a game, as I think you can do it seat to seat in here, so I might give her a game of chess later. And then Sky Flyers for the kids. Young kids, I'm guessing. Arthur Christmas, I enjoyed that. It's not really Christmas time though, so maybe not. Actually, Babe, I enjoyed that as well. Right, okay. Let's see what else this particular system offers, because we've been mainly focusing on the entertainment there, but there's also the shop, which I'm not going to bother with, because frankly, who buys stuff on board? I don't believe that. The moving map. So this is a belter. I spend a lot of time watching this, just because it's so interesting, if you like that sort of thing. So this is the sort of general scrolling that it does from the different views. But yeah, I like this a lot. It is customizable, so you can go in and you can control the different views and what have you. But I quite like this thing where it just sort of scrolls through the things you might be interested in. And it'll... Oh, there you go. Bit of information about London. Yeah. Come on, move on. Let's see what else we can find. Right. So let's see some of the different options we can have. So we can have a little view out of the right-hand window. Or the left-hand window. There you go. Nice view of France there. And overhead. This one's quite good fun. It tells you that we're at 33,000 feet. We're doing 446 knots in the direction of travel. We've still got 10 and a half hours to go, so we've got a while yet. But yeah, moving map. Isn't that good fun? So, pretty shortly, I'll be having a meal, and then we'll be watching a few movies, and then we'll be getting some sleep. So let's leave it there, and we'll have a look at the food shortly, I think. Bye. Food time. So this flight departed London, call it 10 o'clock at night. So the menu for that is a supper, which is a sort of a hot supper but not a full-on meal, and then a hearty breakfast. Possibly the worst combo for me, but there we go. So in terms of choices, there was a prosciutto focaccia, there was a grilled tiger prawn salad, there was a traditional chicken and leek pie, and that comes with, or you could have cheese. And then there's a dessert, which is panna cotta or fruit salad or chocolate chip cookies. No choice there, really, is there? So I went for chicken and leek pie. Now, last time I had chicken and leek pie on British Airways, it was possibly the worst meal I've ever even thought about eating. It was awful. There is a video on that if you go back far enough. So let's try again. It can't be as bad as last time, can it? Well, let's have a look, because it's arrived. And here's what it looks like. So let's have a little dip in and see what we think. It looks different to last time, which I'm taking to be a good thing. It's definitely better. Definitely better. I think I may actually eat that. Comes with mash, not a lot of mash, and some green veggies, and some bread. Oh, and look, someone sneaked in a cheeky beer. How very dare they. See you later.
So, this is an economy seat review. Here we have the TV screen, a nice little table, an empty seat to our right, and yeah, above us we have no nozzle.
Right then, I've had my meal, and now it's time to get the bed into bed mode. So here I am, sat in the takeoff. I'm in the takeoff position with this here seat, and you control it with this little monitor down here. And what I'm going to do is I'll probably stand up to do this. I think that might be the better way to do it. I've got all the lights on, as many as I can, so hopefully you can see. You've got the sort of footrest down there, and what I'm going to do is going to stand up, take a look at the seat. So there we have it. And then I'm going to put it into bed mode and see what we can find. So the whole sort of bed is moving into a flat position. Nearly done. Okay, so now we've effectively got a flat area. And I'll give it a go in a minute, and we can see how comfortable it is, because I'm going to try and get a good night's sleep if I can. Right, more later. Here it is then, bedtime. So spent a few minutes just getting the bed ready, put the mattress topper down, got my blanket on, put all my stuff away and put it into bed mode, and here I am. I'm 6'3" and I can quite comfortably sleep in here. There's plenty of length. It's not quite as wide as the Club World bed, I think it's fair to say. It's a little bit tight around the shoulders, but it's not too bad. I'm a side sleeper, so I should be able to get a decent night's rest in here. See you in the morning. Good night. Good morning. Well, that was quite a nice little sleep. I think I slept for about 6.5 hours. The only slight issue was there was quite a bit of, and turbulence might be a bit strong, but there were lots of lumps and bumps as we were crossing over the middle of the Atlantic, I think, which obviously necessitated people putting their seatbelts on, which meant that the crew had to come up and down to make sure that everyone who was asleep had their lap belts on, which thankfully I did, but nevertheless there was a bit of turbulence to deal with. But there we go. I guess that's what we pay for, the chance to have a decent rest and wake up ready for the next day. We've still got a way to go. We've still got an hour and a half to run down into Rio, and it's still very dark outside. But there we go. Right, let's see what else we can find on this Boeing 777-200 taking us to Rio, shall we? Bye. Let's try this here omelette then, shall we? Looks okay actually. Some extra croissant, some jam, more juice. But the main event, the croissant, let's see. So Wi-Fi on board then. They do offer Wi-Fi. They offer free messaging if you're an executive club member, and then I think it's like £8 for the flight. And there's various packages available. As you probably know by now, Wi-Fi isn't my thing on board. I quite like to sort of decouple myself from the stresses of the outside world, so I enjoy not connecting to Wi-Fi, but it is available. I did grab some screenshots with my phone, so I'll pop those up on screen shortly, just to give you an indication as to the price and what have you. But yeah, it was available, although we've got a little way to go to land now and they've just turned it off, so if you wanted it all the way to the gate, I'm afraid you've had it. Never mind, see you later. So one minor irritant is given how new this refitted cabin is, you'd expect most things to work, yeah? But as we know, last time there was a missing flap on this cabin when I last flew it, and sure enough, there's something not quite right with this one either. It's the same area, it's got a flap this time, but the in-seat power down there, the AC power and the USB-A and the USB-A over there, completely dead. Which, when you're trying to power up GoPros and phones and tablets, etc., is a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Did they test these things or what? Let me know in the comments below. 20 minutes to landing. We're just coming down through 20,000 feet, and approaching Rio. So this flight then, what do we think? I think it's been fantastic, if I'm being honest. The crew have been very responsive, not quite as proactive as some crew, but nevertheless, the instant you wanted something, all you had to do really was make some sort of indication to the crew, and they were there and they were right on it. Very, very good actually, very good. And overall, this Club Suite product, pretty impressive, pretty comfortable. I found the sleeping really good, and the whole sort of environment very attractive. So definitely something to fly again. In fact, we will be flying it again in a couple of weeks' time, so look out for that vid. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one. Bye.